This is the Black Book. From here, you can see which gangsters are available for hire, their relationships, their profession, and how much notoriety you need to hire them. You'll notice that some gangsters are grayed out. That's because they won't work for just anybody. You've got to gain notoriety, knock over some rackets, and maybe take out a few thugs, and you'll be well on your way to increasing notoriety and getting bigger and better gangsters. Select a gangster to learn more about them. There are 3 key things you've got to know about every gangster. The first thing is loyalty. Loyalty is a measure of their time with you. The longer they're with you, the higher their loyalty goes. The higher their loyalty, the lower their cost. And the less likely they are to flip if the cops get to them. The second thing is morale. Morale is a measure of how satisfied they are. Morale goes up and down depending on how things are going. When an enemy gets clipped, morale is going to go up. The more satisfied a gangster is, the better they perform. The third thing is traits. Traits are reflective of a gangster's experience before they met you, but they evolve through gameplay too. Traits affect all kinds of things, from their actions to their interactions with others. Some even affect your entire empire. There's plenty to learn on the gangster's rap sheet, so explore different areas to get more information. If you want to hire this gangster, select Hire.
Of course.
This is the diplomacy screen. As you meet other bosses, you can offer trades and alliances, demand a sit-down, or start a war. Work your contacts before you offer them. You can see at a glance how you're performing against other factions, how they feel about you and why. Keep in mind that bosses have their own unique personalities that affect how they feel about other bosses. Police are here too. Keep them sweet, and they'll do you favors down the line. Head to the next tab. This is where you can go to set up sit-downs with other bosses. You can trade, set up a standing order of alcohol, set up a business arrangement, and set up pacts, among other things. Police have their own set of actions here, different from other bosses. You can bribe them, bail your crew out of jail, and even get the cops to protect you, if your rating is high enough with them. Non-aggression pacts and protection pacts are a useful way to increase honor. They're a promise from you to another boss to back off each other or protect each other from outside threats. Breaking a pact will result in a massive loss of honor, making it harder for other bosses to trust you. Head to the next tab. Here you can see your history with this boss, as well as what they've got on their agenda. Now, head to the last tab. Here you can see how you're ranked against other factions by strength, cash, alcohol, and rackets. Your strength is a combination of your net income and your hired gangsters. You'll become stronger if you grow your empire, increase your income, or hire more gangsters. Explore different tabs to get a better idea of how you can use diplomacy to your advantage. The Empire overview is divided into neighborhoods. It allows you to see things like who's running the neighborhood, how safe it is, what synergies you have, and what people are drinking. You can keep an eye on how many customers you have versus how many customers are going to other bosses' rackets. Upgrading word of mouth and ambience will bring more customers to your table. Here in the finance info screen is where you'll find a breakdown of your rackets all in one place. See how much they're making or how much they're costing you. Your crew of gangsters will all be listed in the crew tab. And lastly, if you've got any standing orders or pacts with other bosses, you can see those in the treaties tab. Do you want to know more about upgrading your alcohol? Old Sal's got a few tips he can teach you. First things first, you're gonna want to look at your rackets that are making alcohol and see what you can do about upgrading them. Select one of your rackets under Production. From here, you can upgrade the production and quality of your alcohol. If you've got the dough, you can upgrade those vectors now. If not, hey, it ain't like it's going anywhere, right? Upgrading production will give you more booze, and who doesn't want that? And as far as alcohol quality goes, people will pay more for better quality booze. It does make it easier for the coppers to sniff you out, though, so be careful. You'll notice a few columns here, but the one you want to look at now is alcohol type. Breweries won't go making a new alcohol type without your say-so, boss. So you can change that here. You can cycle through all of your available alcohol types until you find the one you want. The consumption column tells you what you're serving versus what your neighborhood wants you to serve. You see a red X? That means you ain't serving what your customers want. Keep selecting that alcohol icon until you see a green check mark. People will always pay more for quality, but the best way to get them to part with their cash is to give them what they expect. That's what that green check means. These next two tabs are for storage and treaties. Storage will tell you how much booze you're holding and where you're holding it. Treaties are standing orders that you set up with other bosses. You can set up a deal to give another boss booze for a price, or pay to get booze from them. This tab will stay locked until you set up one of these deals. And that's all there is to it, Kingpin.
Gotcha. On it.
All right.
What do you need?
Hey, Kingpin, listen up. You want more pointers about how combat works in Empire of Sin? First, let's talk chance to hit. Every attack's accuracy depends on lots of things, like what kind of weapon you have equipped, your marksmanship level, and the enemy's defense. The default target for any attack will always be the one you've got the highest chance of hitting. Handy, ain't it? While in combat, both indoors and outdoors, you'll notice tiles that are highlighted along the edge of the combat area or around the door. These tiles are your exit points. Moving a character to one of these tiles will cause the escape action to appear on your action bar. Using this action will allow your characters to escape current combat and return safely to your safe house. When you or one of your crew is downed, there's a chance that you'll start bleeding out. When that happens, you'll have a limited amount of turns to get them back up. They'll be gone for good. Use a first aid kit, doctor's bag, or a mob doctor with the heal ability to get them back on their feet. Negative status effects, such as bleed or poison, can be removed in two ways. Mob doctors can use their heal ability on themselves or on a target character. Or, if you've got a bandage, you can use it to remove a negative status effect from the active character or a target character. Just remember, the bandage is consumed upon use. One last thing. If you get injured, you can heal yourself both in and out of combat using a first aid kit, doctor's bag, or a mob doctor's heal ability. If you're in combat, use the item or ability as an action to heal the injured crew member.
Gotcha.
I'm on it. Certainly. Certainly.
I'm on it.
Entendido.
Moving.
You got it.
I'm on it. Certainly. Can do.
Here we go.
And don't you forget it. Huh?
Looks like you just got a new item. Head into the gangster's rep sheet to learn how to equip it. Each character has 2 utility slots and 1 equipment slot. Consumable items can be equipped to the utility slots. Equipment, like body armor, can be equipped to the equipment slot. Highlight an item to see what its effects are. You can see which items are available and which ones are being held by another crew member. Select an item now and add it to your utility slot. And that's how it's done. You can do the same thing with weapons, too. But keep in mind that some professions won't have access to certain weapons right off the bat.
Yeah. You got it.